So, you want to play Sonic Colors, and why wouldn't you? It's a solid game that, at the time of its release in 2010, helped bring the Blue Blur's reputation back from the grave. Temporarily. But how should one experience Sonic Colors? Well, there's several ways, and we'll be going over 4 of them in this video. All of these methods have their own pros and cons, but that doesn't necessarily mean they're equal. Without further ado then, let's talk about them. This is Modern SD, Sonic Colors. First up, the original game on the Nintendo Wii. Like any retro game, playing on original hardware is the most authentic experience you can possibly get. There's no setup required here, just take the disc out of the case, pop it into your Wii, and you're good to go. Of course, that only works if you have a Wii, so this certainly isn't the most readily accessible way to play the game. Thankfully, Wii consoles go for pretty cheap on eBay, usually around 50 to 100 bucks loose, and the game itself is even cheaper. It sold pretty well in its day, much like the Wii itself, so it's still pretty easy to come by. However, if you do play this way, be aware that this is a 15-year-old Wii game, and graphics have certainly improved since then. Sonic Colors only runs at 480p 30 FPS, which won't be a problem if you're accustomed to older consoles like I am. But if your sensibilities are of the more modern kind, or if you just don't want an extra box lying around, this may not be the version for you. That brings us to Dolphin Emulator. For the uninitiated, Dolphin is the leading GameCube and Wii emulator for PC and Mac, with support for modern controllers, cheat codes, and even graphical enhancements. Because of this, Dolphin is a great way to play Sonic Colors. You can set the internal resolution to whatever your heart desires, and there's even a gecko code that will remove that pesky frame rate cap and allow you to play in full HD 60 FPS, mostly uninhibited. However, there are drawbacks to this method. As emulators tend to do, Dolphin requires that you provide your own copy of the game. The only legal way to do this is to extract the ISO from the disc yourself. The only legal way. Once you get past that hurdle, your suffering isn't over, at least if you're not technically inclined. Emulators are a bit of a hassle to set up and use, and while Dolphin is on the better end of the spectrum, you should still be prepared to fiddle with the settings quite a bit to get good results. Another thing to keep in mind is that the 60 FPS gecko code will cause the game to break in certain sections, though that's obviously not a problem if you don't use it. All of this is to say that, while Dolphin is an excellent way to experience Sonic Colors when set up correctly, it should be reserved for people who have the patience to put up with some technical jank. In other words, Windows users. Next up is Sonic Colors Ultimate, Sega's own remaster originally released in 2021 for PC and current gen consoles. That's sure to date this video. It has a few of its own quality of life improvements, such as the removal of the live system and custom key bindings if the default controls don't do it for you. And like Dolphin, it runs in HD at 60 FPS, as to be expected with a modern remaster. However, that's about where the positives end. While it's not as bad as it was at launch, Sonic Colors Ultimate is an overall inferior version of the game for a multitude of reasons. The art direction has been completely mutilated by the new graphics engine, with broken animations, darkened environments, and enough bloom to make the Garry's Mod marketplace blush. The game itself is also very buggy, especially the PC version, which will often crash and freeze for the stupidest reasons, even for something as simple as minimizing the game and refocusing it. And yes, this is after the patches. Overall, Sonic Colors Ultimate is easily the worst way to experience Sonic Colors, but for those wanting to play on modern consoles, it's also the only way. There's no option to turn off the enhancements, so be aware. Fortunately, the fans are doing what they do best and doing Sega's job for them. Project Re-Rainbow is a mod for Sonic Colors Ultimate spearheaded by Blue Wolf that aims to undo the unspeakable sins that this game suffered those 4 years ago. Wait, it's already been that long? Project Re-Rainbow is hands down the most visually pleasing experience you can possibly get with this game. It's not content to just recreate the original Wii visuals, it takes advantage of the Godot engine and some model swaps to bring the graphical fidelity up to modern standards, while staying true to the original art direction. This mod makes Sonic Colors look on par with Unleashed and Generations, and that is high praise for a Sonic game. They even re-rendered the cutscenes. Unfortunately, while some small issues have been fixed, this is definitely still Sonic Colors Ultimate under the hood. The aforementioned crashing and freezing problems still apply, along with a lot of other weird features of the remaster.
Talk in this game. You got the whole
What's going on, guys? Welcome back again on the all the way fantastic day. Welcome to a game called Leany Boog.
Leany Boog. When Dolphin games here.
Oh my gosh. No. No.
Wait, give me a sec.
Oh,
Oh, Leany Boog, dude.
director of Owl.
It's because we mentioned Leany Boog.
The good news is that this mod is still a work in progress, so it's likely that these issues will eventually be fixed at some point. Hopefully this will someday become the undisputed definitive version of the game, but even if not, it's still a commendable effort, and I applaud the team for even daring to attempt an overhaul of this scope. This is on the same level as the Dreamcast conversion mod for Sonic Adventure, and it may even surpass it someday. So, those are the 4 main ways that you can play Sonic Colors. With that in mind, which one should you spring for? Well, it really depends on your situation. If you have a half-decent PC and don't mind fiddling with emulator settings, Dolphin is easily the winner here. You get the original intended gameplay experience completely unadulterated, with the option for modern enhancements if desired. Sonic Colors Re-Rainbow shows a lot of promise, and it's perfect for die-hard Sonic fans who want to experience the game in a new way. As for newcomers though, I can't really recommend this mod in its current state. While it is the best the game has ever looked, the gameplay side of things just isn't there yet, retaining the many issues of Sega's botched remaster. Speaking of, if you don't have a good enough PC to play Dolphin or Re-Rainbow, or if you just prefer a console experience, I seriously recommend just buying a Wii and a copy of the original. If you can find a good deal, you won't be spending much more than Ultimate would cost, and it'll be for a much better experience. The Wii may be antiquated hardware, but that doesn't stop its library from kicking ass to this very day, and Sonic Colors is no exception. Whatever decision you make though, I hope you enjoy the game, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, consider checking out my other Sonic content and become a member if you want to support the channel. It's just $1 per month and you get your name in the credits, exclusive emojis, and a special channel in my Discord server. But either way, stay tuned for more Sonic videos coming very soon. Thanks for watching, and as always, enjoy life.